So hey guys, I'm back on the car again, and we're gonna do some fixing. It's actually a pretty nasty looking rust hole here in the rear of my frame. You can see it there, it's right in front of the shackles. I'll give you a little bit more information about that later. But to be able to do this, I've disconnected the battery and I'm now about to get the tank down. And you can see it's sitting over there. And if you're looking into this, you can see that there's two fuel pipes. 1, 2 from the back of where you fill on petrol. And these cables, they were just sitting on the back, or they're spliced out from here, and they were connected to the lighting of my registration plate, but they're spliced out from this one, which is from the main harness. And on the other side you can see over there this cable, and that cable goes to the rear light that you have up there. So if you follow your main harness here, you can see it's coming out from the inside. It's up there, and this second one that you see here, that's to connect the trailer, but this one is the main harness, and it goes down here. You follow it down here, and eventually you will come to see that there's something in the rear harness that is spliced off over there. It continues over there in behind on my finger, but that cable that comes off there is this one. And I will stick my finger in there, you can see, and guess what? It has a quick connect. I'm going to try to get it up there, and that's to your fuel tank. So this one is what you need to disconnect from the top of your fuel tank. So now we just talking about the inlet and outlet tube towards your fuel system, and then on top of this electrical connection here there should be two connections, well, tubes that I will show you later, which are running the fuel up to your engine and back again. So that will be located on top of the fuel tank. So here's the quick connect from the other side, and it looks like this. So we're gonna try to get that one separated, and I'm just gonna put the camera away for a second. So here's the quick connect from the other side when I've separated it, and this is quite good quality on these ones. So these actually separate quite easily. So then you have here two wires coming out from your fuel tank. Now these pipes are very likely like wood logs when you get onto them. So I'm going to cut them loose with a carpet knife, and then I'm going to get the fuel out from the fuel tank. Yeah, that's it. Huh? That's it. Now we have been able to disconnect the fuel pipe from the tank. So this fuel hose will be replaced later. Now I can use the siphon effect to get the fuel out of the tank before I actually do anything more here, so that I can work safely without risk for any fumes and things like that catching fire when I do the rest of the work. So we got the tank over here, and we got the hole over there. Now, since I've put up the car quite a lot, and you can see here that the tank is lower than the fuel tank on the car, so we should be able to just get everything out there. So now we have the silicone tube down with the tank, the bottom. And then you just open them little by little until you can feel that the skid plate of the tank is freed. So it's 1, 2, 3 on this side. So with a couple of turns on these ones and a 13mm in the rear behind them, you can now see that I've created, it's actually by its own weight falling down. So I'm pushing up a little bit now, and once you have these ones loose and you know that you can get them out, then you go over to the other side. So when we're done with the 3 bolts over on this side, we're just moving over to this side. And there's got 1 over there, 2, 3 and 4. And when I have confirmed that all of these ones are possible to open, then I will put something under the tank and then we will lower it with the jack. So now you can see here that this one, that one, see this one, that one, that one and that one, also 1/2 inch, are loose. So the whole tank can now be pushed up and down only with my hand. So now we just keep 1 bolt over in the corner there and this bolt over here. The other one I will take out, and when it's hanging in this one and in that one, I will place the jack under here. So now when I freed all the bolts, you can actually sense if you've emptied your tank on fuel, this doesn't weigh so much. It's like well, I would put the jack under here, but it's a borderline case. You can, if you have somebody that can loosen those bolts on for you, then you can think you could bring it down on your chest. But we put a jack under here, and then I open the last few bolts. But to be able to access them, we will keep that one only, and that one over there. So now we got the jack under there, and here you could maybe use a wooden bar transverse direction to the jack, but it's actually so lightweight without fuel inside it, so you just need some support. Now I'm going to loosen the 2 last bolts and we will lower the tank. So at this point all the bolts are out, and we're just about to lower the jack. And here if you're not using this wooden bar that supports transverse the jack straight across, then it could be good to have a hand on here and using a friend that is lowering the jack for you. So that's what we're gonna do now. So, and then I can balance it with my hand. So please lower the jack. Slow, slow, slow. A little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, stop, stop, stop. And here you can see there's quite a lot of rust up there. So we're halfway down now, and I can sense that the jack is standing stable, or the tank is standing stable on the jack. So if you don't push anything inwards and rather pull it outwards, then that would be excellent. The tank is now balanced on the jack, and it's stuck somewhere on that. So when you think you're just about done to lower the entire system, then you will find out that there are 2 tubes coming in on this side. This is on the passenger side, and they will hinder you from bringing down the tank. So this is what it looks like when you lower it about 20 centimeters. We're talking about 6 inches. I'll try to stick the camera up so you can see. So what you're looking at is the top of the tank, and there's some kind of, well, down here you see on the passenger side the 2 tubes that I had to cut out. Some kind of ventilation, but anyway, there's this rubber band. Here you have it. This is some kind of rubber band. And it runs along to the other side. Now the fuel hoses up from the fuel pump, they're on the middle there, and they're kind of tight. I'll see how I can get those ones looser. So in this little section you can see here that rubber band, which comes from that side, goes into some kind of clip, and up there next to the fuel hoses, that's the one of these fuel hoses is for pumping the fuel to the engine, another one is for returning it back into the tank. So with this tight little space here, now when you lower the tank this much, you've got to get these two off. So that's just a regular clamp there, and another one over there. That one and the other one. So that little thing I thought was a rubber band actually connects up somehow to these 2 hoses. And if I'm looking up here, then we see that the rubber band is actually a hose connected to that part. So I'm going to loosen that one up there so we can release the tank. This is what it looks like when you finally get it out. Here you have your sensor, the fuel pump, and this is apparently some kind of sensitive ground that you need to make sure that it doesn't break, because then your fuel gauge will stop working. These are the ones that I cut. These are the ones that will be replaced. And as you can see, well, both of them were actually cracked. Now I'm just gonna clean everything up, and the tank's been removed, so we can proceed with the rust work in the frame. Well, thanks for watching, guys.